It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on HabsCast.
Every day is a great day to talk hockey, isn't it? Especially with the Montreal Canadiens battling with Tampa tonight for first place overall in the Atlantic Division. Should be a dandy. Tampa will be chomping at the bit after getting shut out against the Leafs. They'll be looking to come back. Kucherov and company. They burned the Canadiens before, haven't they? Let's hope Dobie saves the first two shots. It seems to be a key to the Canadiens. If the goalies can survive those first two shots on goal, it bodes well for the team. It's weird, but it just seems like that's just the way it is. I guess Montembeault just did have the flu or whatever. There's a lot of it going around right now. Kakkonen sent back down to the minors. I thought maybe yesterday when, the news that Hunter Jones had been called up to from Trois-Rivières, that perhaps we were going to see, that Monty was going to be out a little longer than expected maybe, and that perhaps Fowler would get the call up to the big club. But they're being patient with Fowler. They're being patient with Rybacker. They're two prime elite prospects on the farm. But I had a look at Rybacker, two recent games, and broke down all of his shifts. I've got the most notable plays here for both, and we'll take a look at them. I'll comment on his play and what I think of how he's playing. And you join the live chat, chime in on what you see, and join me after the videos to talk about whether he might soon be due for a call up to have a look at the NHL level. So let's just which one is this now? Yeah, this is against Belleville the other day. Ooh, there's a nice shot, eh? This he's got a hell of a shot, doesn't he? But this video here is against Belleville the other day. He had a solid game. No points, I don't believe, in this one, but we'll have a look here. Reinbacher's defensive game just keeps improving. It leaps and bounds. You see fewer and fewer mistakes from him. When he decides to carry the puck out with his mobility and length, you're basically not stopping him. He's and I like his passing on the blue line on the power play. He's got such a long stick that he protects it and makes sure that the pass is not going to be intercepted. There's not going to be any shorthanded breakaway goals too often against Rybacker on the power play, I don't think. As you can see in these, he's excellent at puck retrieval. He anticipates it happening. He's got such good range and mobility. And there was a good, he basically had to cover two guys, right, on the 2-on-1 and played it perfectly. Again, here he is getting to the, look at this, falls down and he still makes the perfect pass. You'll see in the next video especially just how good, but you notice here too, his tape, he puts him right on the tape, leads the his outlet passes are just getting better and better. And look at him here, right? That's the perfect play, the safe play. Bounced it off the boards and the teammate picked it up. But it was a nice spinorama and just showed off his skill and smarts all in one play there. And here again, the perfect pass. He has some power play capabilities, and we'll see when he plays the NHL level that he'll pick up points 5-on-5. May not play too much on the power play because the Habs are kind of loaded in that regard. But here again, almost, well, he sort of got the puck stripped away, but kept it along the boards, and it was nothing. It wasn't like a cough up in the middle of the ice or something. And look at that play. Eh? Figured he was going to go back on his forehand, and he showed his vision there. Here's a nice pass. Again, showing off some look at the mobility, eh? The way he walks the line. He's just such a, for a 6'3" kid that just turned 23, or 21. What a nice skater he is. And there was some good passing, and then comes back, and just like that, he's the last guy back. Eh? What a skater! Great range. With his mobility, he can join the rush and not be too worried about getting back. And here he is on the forecheck. Kept it in. That long stick. I don't know what the official length is, but he's got to be one of the longer sticks in the AHL. That's for sure. And again, he gets to the guy in front of the net. He's a really good crease clearer too. There he put his stick down. The guy got it over, but that was still a decent defensive play. Look here, eh? He just gets to the puck. His first 3 steps for his size are very impressive. So he gets to pucks when, rebounds, deflections, go in the corner with his length and quickness for his size. He's the first guy to the puck as a rule, which you want in a defender. And there he gets the puck in. Makes the smart, safe play. Look at the mobility, eh? Smooth. And played the guy right, as usual. This one-on-one defending is just getting better and better. And again here, right? Good luck beating him to the outside. Doesn't happen too often. And there he there wasn't the smartest play. He should have gone up the boards with it, but he wanted to get the puck flipped a little higher, right? But he was on killing penalties, a solid game, no goals against. His I was looking up his stats as far as goals against go, and it's pretty friggin' outstanding, actually. I just gotta look him up here. He is on the ice for his even strength goals against. His numbers are just incredible. He's been on the ice point. I don't know what happened to the stats here, but I remember that, off the top of my head, it's 0.97 even strength goals against per 60 minutes. Less than a goal against per 60 minutes. That's an amazing stat. I compared it. I went back and I looked at no, here it is. Okay. He's been on the ice for 4 even strength goals against in 262 minutes, which is just incredible. Fewer than 1 even strength goal against every 60 minutes. I went back and I looked at Moritz Seider, when he first joined the AHL. I looked at 2 Europeans, big European defensemen, top 10 picks, all right? Top 6 picks or whatever. Seider, in his AHL stint, when he played like all his time in the AHL, he was on the ice for 2.12 even strength goals per 60. 2.12 versus 0.97. And David Jiricek, similar size, drafted like 6th overall by Columbus. And yes, it was before Trevor Timmins was there ruining the team. Juracek, 2.7, basically triple the number of goals per 60 in his first 55 games in the AHL. So, yeah, they were both a little younger than Reinbacher is right now, but that's Reinbacher's stats 19, 20, 21. So basically, his first 45 games in the AHL or whatever it is, that stat is phenomenal. It just goes to show he's already a shutdown defender. And I mean, you can see it. You see it when you look at the highlights here. Here is Montreal MUFC. Careful with the Trevor Timmins there. Somebody found out the other day. Bear in mind he's a friend. So, okay, here he is versus Hershey, and the outlet passes. Like, let's just have a look at just how. Look, there's a beautiful one. He leads them perfectly, but check this one out. I just, tight space there. That's like the quarterback throwing on a dime right between 3 defenders. Just his outlet passes in this game were outstanding, and you'll see a few of them here. Right, look at that one, like right on the tape to spring the guy for a good offensive opportunity. Look at him boxing out the guy. He's the Canadiens could really use him in the lineup like soon, really. And look at these passes again. Just couldn't be more on the tape. Absolutely perfect. And look at he beats out icings all the time. With that speed and with the anticipation and his length. There's a few on here, but his puck retrievals are great. His outlet passes are even better. Here he is getting the shot through. He's got a good shot as well from the point. And here he joins the rush. Look at this play. Nice, eh? Made the nice back pass there on the rush. And here again, look, right on the tape as the guy's moving, didn't have to move his stick at all. And you see that time and time again on these highlights. This game in particular, he was just, too good for the AHL, basically, is what it's telling you. But hey, that's a pleasant problem, right? Don't have to rush these guys. And look at did you see? I got to back that up and just show you, see, he's covering the one guy, right? He's covering the one guy on the right, and then he looks back, sees the other guy. Oh, well, I'll cover him too. And then blocks the shot coming in. Like, outstanding defense. It shows his on ice awareness, his positioning, and his length. He's able to basically cover 2 guys. I mean, kind of good on the PK when one guy can cover 2, right? It kind of makes things basically even strength. But there, look at, he didn't overcommit, stayed in his lane, made the right play. Here, he falls down, he comes back, and he still checks the guy, right? That's from, starting off from being down on the ice, and he ends up, one of the few guys back, last guy's back, and then he still makes the play. Look at the nice fake there, and then the mobility, right? Gets it through, tipped by Delgaizo. He picks up a point. Think he probably meant to shoot that a little harder, but hey, got through, got a point. He'll take it. That was a big goal. But then again, see the friggin' pass right on the tape. His outlet passes in this game were great. And there, that was a safe play. Kind of dump it up along the boards. Nice pass, nice feedback. Here again, look, right on the friggin' tape with the guy moving. Like, these aren't teammates standing still. They're on the move, and he places it right on the tape. Check him out here. Just boxes out the guy perfectly, right? And here, good luck getting around him. That friggin' size. He's strong too. He's more than strong enough to compete at the NHL level right now. Certainly has the size. Here, right off of the face-off, comes out and wins the race. He's quick for his size. His first 3 steps, especially for a kid that just turned 21. Outstanding skater. Check out the crossovers here. The reminds me, that was Robinsonian. I'm excited about this guy. Again, the guy didn't get around him, really. Kept him to the outside. His pivots are very good. There's no issue with his pivots. His first 3 steps, his lateral agility, his length, his range, his outlet passes, his puck retrievals, his shot, his vision, passing skills, and that's is all in a 6'3.5" defenseman, right defenseman, who's only played like 40 games in North America. I'm thoroughly impressed. There'd be a lot of teams calling him up right now to have a look, and I think he can help the Canadiens. Like Gouli, before the end of this season, Gouli, Reinbacher called up, Gouli not called up, Reinbacher called up, Gouli back in the lineup. That defense, I'm telling you. So, yeah, I just think that Reinbacher has the goods. He's maybe the best defenseman outside the NHL right now, the most NHL ready. So, sorry there, XPW, but Orville is ready, in my opinion. All right. We could use some positive notes on Bach. Well, if there's anybody being negative about him right now, they're not watching him. He's playing very, very well. Montreal MUFCs. He was holding his ground very well as the QB on the power play when Engstrom was with the Habs. Yeah. I almost prefer him to Engstrom on the power play, but Rybacker needs to play as many games as possible, whether AHL or NHL. As long as he gets at least good 15 minutes per game on the Canadiens, I say call him up any chance you get. Well, he would be, I think, Emil. Like, he would play. He can play on the PK, and he can. I think he's actually needed on the PK with that length, size, that long stick, his defending. He'd be nice to have, killing penalties, and a regular shift. It'd be third pairing, I guess, probably, but yeah. Like when Gouli's back and you get Reinbacher in there, the top 6, doesn't matter who he's with, it's going to be a good player. I'd give him 15 minutes for sure. Well, at least 14 to 18, somewhere in there. And yeah, looking at those clips reminds me of Pietrangelo. Yeah, there is definitely some similarities to AP. If everything goes right, Rybacker being a Pietrangelo-like presence for us would be huge. Well, why does St. Louis win a cup? One of the main reasons was that big all-around presence back there in Alex Pietrangelo, right? top 5 pick, just like Reinbacher. You know, I think we're seeing it. Well, I mean, in part because Michkov's on pace for. Uh, well, his pace is not nearly what maybe people were expecting, especially after last year. I think he's on pace for 25 goals, 50 points, which is fine for it. But when you're kind of a one-way winger, undersized, that not really known for your defensive play, it's kind of, uh, just give it time. But I think Habs fans in a couple of years will be saying, okay, now I understand why they picked Reinbacher instead of Michkov. Certainly that wasn't the case with most. The thought with most Habs media and fans the first year and a half, right? Especially with him getting injured, when he's not playing, people panicking, saying, oh, he's injury prone. Michkov is going to be a star. Like, how many predicted, Michkov 50 goal scorer every year? Well, maybe he scores 50 in a year, but it's not looking, I don't know. It's not looking like he's going to be a 50 goal scorer in the NHL. And certainly not a two-way all-around winger. A good, productive winger, but when you compare that to a 6'3.5" all-around, all-purpose top 4 right defenseman, you're going to have to be a hell of a good one-way undersized winger to bring more value to a team, especially at playoff time. Reinbacher's real the value for the Canadiens, I think, down the road will come at playoff time. Like a better version of Ben Sherratt and Joel Edmondson, right? A more skilled version of those two guys who were huge parts of the Habs run to the Stanley Cup final that year. But you combine that with Dobson, Pickford coming up. This is the best the right side has looked in Montreal in a long time. Like the promise that the Canadiens have on with young, you'd have to go back to like Svoboda, Brisebois, Desjardins, Matthew Schneider, Lyle Odeline. You'd have to go back to that era to find a Habs defense with the number of quality, promising young defensemen on the squad, and you could probably even argue that it's better, this group, because what did that team do? Well, it won a cup in the 80s, and then 93 was some of them. So I really like the promise, what the future holds for this group. Let's have a look at I'll go to a few more comments here. Keep him in Laval and let him dominate. When's the last time he played a full season with one team? He wasn't a top 5 pick that could really help the team. I'd agree with you, go Habs, but why does he have to stay in the league that he's dominating? If Reino was called up today, would you consider sitting Carrier? Well, there's multiple options. I mean, Hudson can move over to the left side, right? You could sit Struble or Jackeye and move Hudson over to the left. I wouldn't mind Reinbacher getting a look before Gouli's back. Now would be the time, right? When Gouli's back, it's tougher then, even because then, you've got fewer options of guys that could sit. I would bring him up now for a look one of these days. Maybe, when a week where Laval isn't playing a lot, and Montreal has a bunch of games, wouldn't, especially maybe a back-to-back, I wouldn't. I would consider bringing him up for a game. I mean, they've been doing it. They've been giving cookies to other guys this year. Engstrom got a cookie. Davidson, Raw got called up. Beck. I'd reward him for his good play by bringing him up for his first NHL game. Most top 5 picks have played at least a game. I know he missed some action, but by the age of 21, you're at least up for one look. So I'd like to see it. Andrew Moulton, there's already enough guys trying to find their way right now. Nothing harm in letting him drive the bus in Laval for now. Yeah, well, him and Engstrom, right? Both. You've got Engstrom that can drive the bus when he's up too. Trudeau's playing solid as usual. They can afford to bring up Reino for a look. I really think if they want to make some noise this year in the playoffs, that he's going to have to be in the lineup at playoff time. I wouldn't just bring him up for the playoffs and not give him any regular season action beforehand. So I'm someone who thinks that it would be a good idea to give him some regular season games leading up to the playoffs here. See if he's ready, because I really think he'll be needed at playoff time if the Canadiens make the playoffs, and he may even need to help them get there. Management will bring up Rybacker when they feel it's the right time. Oh, well, I don't think they'll do it when they feel it's the wrong time, Sheldon. But yeah, I hear you. Could be as early as later this season. Yes. And yeah, his transition, very good in transition. Looks like he's better than the guys he's playing against and with. Yeah, he's the best. He looked like the best player on the ice in those 2 games. That's what you want to see, right? It's encouraging. Should Reino be introduced to the NHL at some point soon? I think pairing him with Arber would work well, as both guys would know their roles, like Mayu Arber did in Laval. I don't know that that Arber would be his best partner, but maybe. Do you think he would be better suited for playing with Hudson or with Gooley? Well, I think Hudson is a balance there, right? Like Hudson could use Reinbacher when he's ready. They'll complement each other very well. I mean, penalty kill late in games as a shutdown pairing, Gooley and Reinbacher in the future, yes. But regular pairing most of the time, most of the game down the road, I see Rybacker being the perfect complement for the perfect complement for Hudson. Man, it's so great this time of year. The World Junior Challenge is on. The World Juniors revving up, Christmas time. Habs playing all sorts of games. I'm just, it occurred to me today how lucky I am to be doing this for a living, talking about the Habs, watching Habs games, watching hockey games, scouting prospects for a living. It's just, I really feel fortunate, and I really am happy that so many people are supporting this new project and that it's going to succeed. And I thank all of you for coming out to live chat and chiming in. It's really appreciated. Oh, and a special thanks to Don McCaskill. I didn't realize that. I guess after, like, you don't have to just donate during live chats. I guess you can do it later in comments or whatever. Because I noticed that second last video, or one of the last two, he sent $10 after the fact. It was in the comments section. So thank you very much, Don, for that's not the first time you sent me $10, and that's, I don't expect anyone to do that. So pleasant surprise, and really appreciated that you've been an ardent supporter, just as Sheldon and Mark, and the list goes on and on. Paul, Francois, it's all you guys. It's highly appreciated. Sheldon says Reinbacher is exactly what the big clubs needs. Well, yeah, Oh, having a look here, more than 400 watching on Live X. The numbers have been outstanding on X. Certainly, you're more than welcome to join the live chat here, and it doesn't cost you anything, and chime in on your impressions on Reinbacher. The more that watch on YouTube, the better for me, because the YouTube numbers are what kind of drives. I don't. Elon Musk is too cheap to pay me for having, 400 viewers on X. There's no monetary value for that. So if you do pop over, I know it means one extra click or whatever, but if you do watch on X, or sorry, on YouTube, it helps me monetarily. And then click subscribe, click like, and I actually get paid for that. But watching it on X, it might help try to get sponsors down the line, even though they don't keep analytics. That's another thing that's an issue. But I don't get compensated for people watching it on X. So just, if you are, do me a favor, come on, watch it on my YouTube channel, like the podcast, and chime in on the live chat. You can't do that on X either. So there's the reasons why I'd like the numbers to be a little better. Like, we have 69 watching on YouTube and 404 watching on X. Be nice if that was closer to even someday. Call him up, pair him with Hudson. Well, Thick Carrier, and have X and Stubble as third pair with the green light to play very physical. The only issue with that, Dasher Man, is I don't think I want Jackeye and Struble, two left defensemen that haven't really played much together. One of them having to switch over to the right side. I get what you're saying in general, but I think you would have to, in this case, if you paired him with Hudson, you would have to sit either Jackeye or Struble and pair the other guy with Carrier. For now, anyways, right? When Goulet comes back, I think you at that point, then you have maybe Goulet. Maybe Goulet can play on the right side with Strubes or Jackeye, and there's your physical shutdown pairing, right? But yeah, you know what, Glenn, good job on the clips. Grant, I see the future of a reborn Savard and Spinorama type player. Savard's who, and it came up, the thought came in my mind again while watching him. He reminds me, when I did that Big Three thing last year, the Big Three, I think it was on a sick podcast with Shane. I compared him to Serge Savard, right? There are some similarities there. Similar size, very smart, defensively aware, mobile, good with the not the flashiest player, but just efficient, and solid defensively. Long, long legs, long stick, really on the tape, outlet passes, great on transition. There are similarities to Savard for sure. And hey, if he ends up being close to Serge Savard, yeah, not bad. Trade Matheson. Oh, VDAC, you're always good for one silly comment at least, eh? A night. Yeah, that's why they just re-signed him 5 years, so they could trade him. Love you, VDAC. I'm glad you're a YouTube member, so I won't get too harsh. I won't be too harsh with you. Teams win Stanley Cups with players like Rybacker. There you go. I agree, Sheldon. Can't chat. Ed Tamboni. Can't chat on the Zamboni. Oh no, on the pool table, watching as I practice 2-1. As I practice 2-1 Habs tonight in a tight game. Douglas will be looking for a scrap. Oh, Curtis Douglas, the big 6'8" guy. Yeah, I guess so. Struble should go him, maybe. he tackles Zadorov. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think Marty ideally wants fourth line goon, a trade off of one of your regular defensemen for a fourth line goon. That usually works out a little better, for the team with the fourth line winger, right? We'll see though. It depends on how the game's going. Depends on the score. Depends if there's some chippiness and it needs to be taken care of. Jack will fight him if he has to. I would go as far as saying Reino will end up playing more minutes than Dobson. Even Pickford might give Dobson a run for the top 4 on the right side. Yeah, everything's possible. I think Reinbacher is kind of similar to Dobson, but I also think ultimately there's more upside there as a more physical, better shutdown defender than Dobson. But I would place them, similar upside. But hey, Reinbacher was a top 5 pick, and Dobson was outside the top 10. So on paper, at least, he's supposed to be as good or better than Dobson down the road. So it wouldn't be a shock to me. Yeah, I don't think maybe Dobson has a little more offense, but we haven't been seeing a pile of it this year. Although he has put up stats like I don't see Rybacker ever having a 70-point season in the NHL. But mind you, I don't see Dobson having a 70-point season with Montreal either. And that's because of a fella named Hudson, right? But yeah, I think Reinbacher, and I said it on a podcast here not too long ago, that I think Reinbacher has the potential to be the number 1 defenseman ahead of Dobson down the road. I think it might have been with Etienne. He sort of, the look I got wasn't one of agreement, but yeah, I think his potential is to be, him and Hudson to be the top pairing, playing 25 minutes a game in a couple years. That, 2 or 3 more minutes a game than whoever Dobson's paired with, likely Matheson. Pickford didn't make the cut with Team Canada despite having the best stats in the country at junior level. Is it surprising? Well, Montreal MUFC, have a look at when this podcast's over. Don't do it now. Go have a look at go have a look at his the video I did yesterday. I did a freaking, well, it was almost 2 hours, but I mean, look at the first 20, 30 minutes when I talk about that in depth. If you want my, I don't want to repeat myself because most of the people are regulars here, but go look at that video and you'll see my full thoughts on that. Sheldon, Hudson and Reinbacher as a pair is what I envision. Yeah, I think so. Rick 1042, who the hell's that? Rick 1042 with a wrench. I agree. Reinbacher can be the defensive consciousness. Ooh, that's a big word for you, Ricky, of the duo, but he's also skilled enough to contribute offensively too. Well said, Ricky Ricardo. I agree 100%. Sheldon, yes, he should be awarded. I agree. Reinbacher can be the defensive. Yes. Well, Rick liked that word so much that he used it again. Smart move, Rick. I'm happy for you, Grant. Good. Well, I'm Pierre Gingras. Glad to see you're happy, Grant. Yes, I am. And a bunch of snow coming. I've been waiting. I hate this time of year when there's not enough snow to ski, because that's I really, cross country skiing is my salvation as far as fitness goes. I love it. Great for my dog, great for me. And we're getting a dump tonight, and I'm gonna start going out regularly, and I need to shed a few fall pounds that I always seem to put on. I'm not exercising enough, or exercising my dog enough. Gagno Danny Gagno, are you concerned about the lack of physicality on defense? Reinbacher doesn't seem very physical either. Oh, Reinbacher's got an edge to his game. He wasn't plowing guys over in those two videos, but yeah, he's got the size, strength, and willingness to clear the front of the net and do a good job with it. He's not mean, but that's not what you need in today's NHL necessarily. There are guys that will take care of that with the Canadiens, but yeah, he's got a physical edge to his game, and that's one of the reasons why I want him in the lineup, because he can be a crease clearer, and I think the Canadiens need another one of those. When Goulie's back, Reinbacher in the lineup, and then either Struble or Jack-Eye back there, then you've got three guys that can clear the crease, can do the job physically, and then three guys that I also Matheson's not he's got a physical edge to him. He's not mean either, but good size, and he's not, he'll move guys out from front of the net and push back and cross checks and stuff. He doesn't go over the edge with it, but he's not soft, Matheson. And Dobson's a big body too, and again, not soft, just not a physical player per se. Hudson, he competes. He's not soft in any regard. So no soft defenseman on the Canadiens, other than Jack-Eye and to a certain extent, Goulie and Struble. They don't have goons out there, but I don't mind the balance there. Down the road here, it's going to be three guys with that can bring physicality, and and they're all strong, big, strong blue liners. Struble's not tall, but he's built like a brick shit house. So, no, down the road with Rybacker in the lineup, I think I like the group all around. Hudson Reino, kind of the same balance pairings as a Keith Seabrook pairing. Play driver with a steady Eddie, but both. Yeah, exactly. There, VDAC. That's kind of offset your last comment there. Nice for you to have a variety. Left Twitter almost a year ago. Best decision in social media life. Yeah, I hear you. What did we get here? We got a few more people, but it's still 433 on X, 68 on HabsCast. It's hard to click on a link, eh? That's extra work. What a great present it would be for all of us to see Reino up for a game or two. Good. And Fowler too. And it rejuvenates the fan base too and the crowd. You know what? Yes. What a great present for the fans too. I mean, with the way they're sucking at home this year so far, like, I'm sorry, but 500 at home, 772, unacceptable. Give the fans at the games that pay their friggin' the Paul Antoniadises out there. Give them their money's worth. Call up the kids. Give them some hope for the future. Give them some hope for now. Like, there's got to be fans that are saying, frig, I'm not, that have gone to games this year and said, I'm not paying for another game until there's something changes here. And it could be just as something as small as giving them a glimpse of the future. Call up Rybacker and Fowler. Energize things with the. You think these guys playing in front of the best crowd in the world won't be inspired and motivated to do well? As I said, how crazy does the crowd go, and how much of a boost does it give the team when that crowd, like that game against Chicago, when Demidov got his assist and goal, how crazy they went. Hudson with his first points, how crazy the crowd went, how it boosts the team when the crowd's energized like that. That energizes the team too. Ryan Poehling, when he got his hat trick in his first NHL game, you not think that boosted the crowd? So the two big prospects highly touted prospects playing on the farm, they come up, they do anything positive, a big save by Fowler, crowd go nuts. An assist or goal by Rybacker, crowd would go absolutely crazy. So I think for the fans, not only us fans watching from the cheap seats, but the ones that pay their big bucks, they deserve it. So call these guys up and give the fans, the paying fans, a Christmas present. Hugo. Oh, by the way, congratulations! I saw a couple days ago Jeff Kent. I didn't expect them. I mean, they're doing a great job, but I read that they're already getting they're going to the Hall of Fame. Jeff Kent. So congratulations, Jeff Kent, on going to. Well, okay. I'm being told that that's a baseball player, Jeff Kent, and not Hugo that's going to the Hall of Fame. Okay, false alarm there, folks. Congratulations to former Toronto Blue Jay Jeff Kent for making the Baseball Hall of Fame. There's my little comedy routine for the day. Fowler too, yes. If I remember correctly, the New Jersey Devils had something like 6 lefties as blue line regulars. There you go. I was looking at some stats. Who's getting good advanced stats right now is Veleno. His advanced stats are pretty good. I mean, it's not showing up on the score sheet points-wise, but he's not hurting the team out there. And hits, he's hitting more than anybody on the Habs. So I didn't know that I expected that necessarily from him this year. And he's a left. He's winning draws. He's the only left center on the club right now. You know, the calls for him to be out of the lineup, they need him right now. He's providing things in a bottom line role that that are needed, and he's killing penalties. He's taking faceoffs, as I showed that stat in the left defensive zone faceoff circle. He's like 70%. So he's Reino is underappreciated, kind of like Dvorak was last year for the Canadiens till he started scoring points in the second half and then wasn't so bad. Johnny Golden, this is a big 2 points up for grabs tonight. We need a regulation win. I hear you. Vasilevsky not in nets. I like that. Although, mind you, it seems like backups, whatever it is in Montreal, backups come in and can steal the show, right? But yes, huge game. I really hope the Canadiens come out with some jump tonight. Arbor Struble pair plays 7 minutes a game, not a great idea. Well, just you know, I don't think it's fair to ask one of those two, first of all, to be paired with each other, but both lefties, and no, I don't think it's a good plan. Good plan. Serge Savard had serious injuries at the beginning of his career. Some thought he would not make it. Yeah, just like Maurice Richard, eh? Yeah, broke his leg twice, actually. And even the second time wasn't even really the beginning of his career. It was probably 5-6 years in. I remember the injury. Ran into a goalpost. By the way, have we heard any update on Logan Cooley? That was unfortunate. Geez, you see his knee kind of go like that. I hope the kid's okay. He's a fine young hockey player. Johnny, we're sorry. Won't you come on home? How long a leash will they give Monty? What if he doesn't find his game? Well, then you call up Fowler. Geez, eh? Good answer, eh? Thanks. Cool guy. Out of all the Habs players, I really don't get the Matheson hate. Thanks, cool guy. It's cool that you could join us here and contribute. Thanks, guy. Yeah, I don't either. I agree with you 100%. What's your Fargo rate, buds? I play pool. Okay. Guess I'm supposed to get that, but I still believe Arbor and Struble should eventually rotate into playing as a forward on the fourth line at some point. Maybe. More so, I think Arbor. Struble's a good, underrated, not flashy defensive defenseman. I think he should stay on defense. But maybe Arbor. Maybe Arbor. I would lose Arbor on waivers and trade Matheson. Yeah. Yeah. VDAC, you're getting some flack, VDAC, for that one. I will look at the Pickford video later on. Okay, you do that. I appreciate it. When it comes to snow, we are very well served this year. Well, haven't had enough to ski. Need it. Good to see you, Grant. Going to the Sharks Flyers game. Excited to see Celebrini in person. Oh boy, you're a lucky man. Have fun. And thanks for joining us. Rybacker can be really physical when he has to. Yeah, he's got an edge there. And as Sheldon says, great at boxing out players. You don't have to do it. He doesn't take stupid penalties, and I think Marty likes that too, right? Robert Legault, he looks a bit physically weak. No, he's not. That is incorrect. I think the concern about lack of physicality might be talked for Dobson and Carrier these days. Carrier tries to be physical, but his lack of size, right? Hudson Deck Kachuk the other night, I was in the stands and people loved that. Yeah, he competes pound for pound. Nobody competes harder. Struble is not huge, but he packs the best punch in the team, not even close. Oh. Built like a brick shit house, that young man. No Vasi tonight. Might get to see the Habs score a lot of goals. Oh. Hayden Dandy. Well, let's hope they're rolling. Hugo fixed the problem. It's just so weird. We play a lot better on the road than we do at home. I know. I don't get it. The Bell Center should be a fortress when everyone wants to build the team into something greater. Yeah. You're not paying $300 to watch Reino play in the fourth line. No, but are you paying $300 to watch him lose all the time? Reino is needed. You need your soldiers. You need who's playing fourth line center in his place? Like what? You're going to call up another right-hand center? They need a left center. Go look at his stats. Go look at his expected goals, his expected goals against, his relative expected goals, his face-offs percentage, him winning draws, his penalty killing. The Canadiens are top 10 in the league in penalty killing, and he's helped that immensely. Yeah, he's not getting points, but fourth line guys aren't out there for points. They're out there to prevent the other team from scoring goals. I mean, hey, we could put 12 taller Cranstons out there and lose the game 12-6, but be last in the standings by 30 points and you get your $300 worth Dory Funk, but that's not sorry, but that's not what the Habs have planned. No, our bottom line players are providing any offense, so no, I know. That's why they need to get a Stamkos, move down a guy or two to supplement that bottom six. But the main reason why they're not getting much offense right now is 4 middle line forwards are out. So they're what they have to do is kind of, the bottom six needs to not be letting a lot of goals in when they're on the ice, because there's just, no club has enough depth to lose 4 middle line forwards and to be expecting a lot of scoring from their bottom six after. In the salary cap world, it's just not possible. You shouldn't be surprised you're getting viewers. Your content is fantastic. Already one of the best Habs pods there is. All right. Thank you. I'll have a drink of water to that. I appreciate the compliment. Maxime Charbonneau. There's a new name. Thank you, Maxime. I see them trading Arbor and bringing Reinbacher either before playoffs or ready for next year. Struvel's 7th defenseman, trading Carrier replaced by Engstrom afterwards. That could be something along those lines. They may also trade Engstrom because there's still too many left defensemen. Fowler getting a start at the Bell Center would be huge. They'd be chanting his name. I think they got to do it. I'm a little surprised that they haven't brought him up. This, mindset that, it ruins a young goalie. I don't necessarily agree with it. What if we send Demidov and Hudson down to Laval so they can learn to dominate a league with Fowler and Reinbacher? Yes. Good idea, Emil. Well, folks, I'm all caught up with comments here. Put in an hour. Gonna be on here after after the game tonight. I have to go fix something to eat. I haven't eaten yet today. Just been a crazy busy morning getting those Rybacker videos together and wanting to show that to you folks. But I'm gonna have to get rolling here. Got to wrap a Christmas present too. Busy day. So join me after the match tonight. Liam's back from another Legends of Hockey tour. I'm not sure if Rick or Blaine's a little under the weather. He was going to join me last game, but maybe Rick or Statement was part of the question. Beck better than Valeno. Well, Beck's not even playing center now, and he's a right-hand shot. No, he's not better. He's not better for right now, No. Valeno's not sexy, but he's doing the job defensively. He's doing the job in the face-off circle. He's a left. They need a left center taking draws. I know that's not sexy. He's leading the team in hits. He's competing. He's not hurting the team. In fact, he's helping the team. He's killing penalties. All the things you need from a fourth-line center. So right now, no. Beck's not a better choice. And quickly, game prediction, it doesn't matter. Predictions, no game prediction. All right. Okay, thanks everybody. See you tonight. I hope after the game. I'll be on within 5 minutes. If I'm not on within 3, don't worry. I'm just getting stats together, getting prepared. But usually within 5-10 minutes, I'm ready to go right after the game. Okay. So I hope to see you after the game. I'll have my beer ready to pop in celebration of the Habs' big win, first place in the division. Let's hope. Okay. Thanks, folks. See you tonight.